Joining us now is Mellisa Fleming from the United Nations. She's widely known for her amazing work on refugees. In fact, you must watch her wonderful and moving TED Talk on the global problem of refugees. It's really worth watching. Mellisa Fleming is now handling communications for the United Nations. So thank you very much for joining us from New York. Drawing on your huge experience on refugees and migrants, here in India, we've had this huge migrant issue, people walking thousands of kilometers to get back home, partly out of fear and partly they've just got no jobs because of lockdown. What does one do in a situation like this?
We're concerned about all people on the move, not just because it is a public health concern, a concern for their own health, because they are not able to access, when they're moving, tests or health care. But it's also a concern because these are the most vulnerable people. And I think countries like India and other countries around the world, it's a phenomenon, are starting to be aware of the people in their society that were actually performing really important services for all of us. Whether it was, building our roads or keeping our restaurants that we like to go to going, or it was performing critical healthcare functions. We are starting to see these people who work in grocery stores, as the valued members of our society. I think that they were more invisible before. So it's extremely important now moving forward, and this is one of the things that we hope could be something good coming out of this horrible pandemic, is that the inequalities that existed before, that there is a realization we can't go forward like this.
Can't go back to where we were. You said for refugees that the aim should be that they should thrive, not just survive. Those are your exact words. Now that applies so strongly to migrants as well, because they are, as you say, the seeds of India's future. They must thrive, not just survive.
Yes, absolutely. I think each situation is different, but certainly I think it is being recognized that those migrants who are now on the move, who are retreating, were performing really important functions in our society, and that they should be valued also in policies. They should be incorporated. It is not sustainable to have people living hand to mouth from one day to the next, and to fall through the cracks as soon as there is a crisis. People need to have access to universal health care, for example. That's one of the goals that we hope will take on new meaning because of the coronavirus pandemic following this crisis. So yes, all of a sudden, the plight of people at the fringes of our society has been exposed by the pandemic, and of course, right now, the only thing that we can hope for and try to help with is to allow them to survive, so that perhaps later we can all thrive.